weather radars are picking up at least the left side of what we have here is Hurricane Sandy. Now, it hasn't made landfall yet, but the outer bands are starting to impact on the East Coast as far as Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey. As you can see, we got a warm from here. That's because moisture and warm air, and that moisture inflow is also entering from the east side, moving west as well. As you can see, it's kind of stalled a little bit. But the weird thing is that there's also moist outflow coming from that other side that warm front. I'll get to that in a second. Here's a basic satellite outlook of what this hurricane / tropical storm is what's going to look like. As you can see, right in that dot there, see right that dot here, you see a little eye starting to develop, a small eye, but basically this is where the low pressure system is going to be, and it's going to make landfall in the Northeast. It's a real scary situation, but it's supposed to degrade to a tropical storm with winds only downgraded to 40 miles per hour, but it's still pretty dangerous because we could have some onshore flooding. I'll talk about that in a second, more about that in a second, but as we can see, we go to temperatures from the Northeast and Southeast, 40s and 50s. That's what the temperatures will be like for at least the rest of this week. As you can see, huge high pressure system. This is the only system, Hurricane Sandy, that's in the entire nation. The rest is just high pressure. As you can see, the high pressure is starting to impact the Midwest with some cool air. So most of the nation's in the 30s, maybe some 60s in San Diego and in Florida as well. But as you can see, yeah, it's going to be very cold. We're dealing with a very messy situation here. Now, the jet stream factors in for the storm as well because all that moist outflow, which I'm going to show you in a second, by this low pressure system pointing out here because it's off on the coast, that moist outflow is being driven northward because the jet stream, this is a still fairly strong jet stream with winds in the upper troposphere moving 40 meters per second. So you can see that jet stream is moving north, which is also taking all that moisture from the hurricane, just shoving it northward. See, that's what normally it would do in the low pressure system, but for a hurricane, it's just taking out a lot of moisture for it, and that's why we've been getting rain ever since Thursday and Friday and throughout the entire weekend, last weekend and last week as well. Now, hurricane season is almost over. This is probably the climax of the hurricane season, meaning for us as well, since we got this hurricane. The current disturbance, obviously, is Sandy. Unfortunately, there's been a report recently of 66 deaths that this hurricane has created. So this is a very serious situation, and here's the main headline: it will make landfall in the Northeast. That's the bad thing. That's the thing we got to look out for. Now, to help prepare for the storm, here's we got a number of tracking systems here. This just shows the current animation of how this hurricane has been making landfall all across the East Coast. As you can see, only the left side of this storm is projected because that's how far our Doppler radar goes out into sea. And as you can see, it's starting to make impact in Florida, Georgia. This is what's happened within the past weekend. So this is a very fast-moving system. So it should be in and out by as we get into next week. It should be out by Sunday. That is a guarantee. Saturday or Sunday, this storm system should be out. Now, here's a more wider-based view of what this hurricane looks like, infrared satellite. As you can see, what we have here is that it has a weak inflow and a very strong moist outflow. All that rain and all that wind is being shoved northward. It's being drawn out of the hurricane. Normally, hurricanes are supposed to have what we call a nice counterclockwise circular rotation. Everything's supposed to be within the diameter of the storm, but since that jet stream is running through the Northeast, it's literally pulling all the moisture out of this hurricane, which is the reason why we've been getting all this rain. And we're about to get the wind as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, so we need to watch out for that. And of course, the projected path, as you can see, it is a Category 1 right now. It will be a tropical storm by Monday and Tuesday as it makes landfall. This is the exact projected path that's going to make landfall somewhere in New Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland area. By 2 a.m. Wednesday, it should be just only a tropical storm, tropical depression. It should be centered in Pennsylvania, 2 a.m. Wednesday. And by Thursday, okay, Wednesday, Thursday, by Thursday morning, that's where at least the epicenter of this tropical depression should be over 1,000 islands over here. And of course, it's going to impact western New York as well, Buffalo, Syracuse, and especially Rochester, where we live. So yes, it's going to be a tropical depression. There's only going to be winds to 40-mile-per-hour gusts. The gusts may be the 50 and 60 miles per hour, but sustained winds will be 40 miles per hour. But it will be windy and rainy. And of course, it's not going to be good, especially that Halloween is this week as well. Take a look at the 6-day forecast. Tuesday, it's going to be 59 degrees. Low's going to be 49 as a hurricane makes landfall. Of course, we have a rain forecast for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Temperatures will stay in the 50s for Wednesday and Thursday, mainly for Friday and Saturday as well. But yes, for Wednesday and Halloween, I cannot guarantee you that it's going to be pretty. It's actually going to be bad and maybe dangerous to go out Halloween. That's just my opinion. But just to be safe, you might just want to, Keep checking the weather to see how it's going to be for Halloween. But yeah, not going to be nice on that day. Thursday and Friday and Saturday, the storm should be moving out. Temperatures staying in the 50s to mid 40s. And by Saturday and Sunday, that storm should have already been out of here, and we'll deal with the next regular low pressure system. So yes, be safe this week, guys. It's a very dangerous storm, but I'm pretty sure we'll all make it through it. And be safe, guys. All right, that's all the time we have today. Thank you for joining us. See you guys next week.